What's up guys, I'm going to do another Black Ops 3 Zombies video, and this time we're going to be talking about all the EISENDRACHE scenes that were in the Black Ops 3 Awakening DLC pack preview trailer, and just kind of breaking down everything and trying to, learn as much as we can from this trailer. So, starting out with this first image, it shows us quite a bit. So on the top left corner you can see that we have 3 rockets just sitting there on these like rocket launch pads, and a lot of people on Reddit and stuff have pointed out that these are most likely the V2 rockets used during World War II, and that's probably what the premise of this Easter egg revolves around, is somehow like launching these rockets or destroying them or something. But the kind of main thing of this image is the gondolas and stuff, and then you can also see the town in the background. I highly doubt that we're going to be able to like go to the town at all. It's only going to be the main like castle part of the map is what we're going to be in, and the map is going to revolve around. Just kind of judging from the way that the town is textured, and like if you look down there at some of the trees aren't very high detailed or textured or high quality at all, so I highly doubt that that's going to be a playable part of the map. Some people speculated that the map is going to open up with like a cutscene where they're in the town and they're like fighting off a bunch of zombies, and then they get into the gondolas, and then you actually start out in the map when you're at like the top, when you reach the top of the gondola, and kind of this area on the right with just the little fences, and so you get out of the gondola and that's where the map starts. And that would be logical, and I think that would make sense, and it'd be kind of cool. I don't believe that you'll be able to use the gondolas at all unless it's from like this point going further up the mountain, like into the castle or something. I don't think you're gonna be able to go, down at all towards the town or anything. But something really interesting that MrRoflWaffle pointed out in one of his videos, and I'll link that on screen and also in the description, is that there is a giant, one of the giant robots from Origins, and also the giant over here, like lying on the ground on the mountain and stuff, and there is this photo that I found on Reddit, and I'll also link that down in the description, that highlights it perfectly. So it shows you, kind of highlights it from the screenshot, and also what like kind of position is laying down on the map. So a lot of people speculated that that is how the Origins characters got from Origins, from the giant to EISENDRACHE, is they used the giant robot featured in like the background that you can use with the Easter egg to get stamina up and Deadshot Daiquiri. They're able to like fix that somehow, and they're able to take that and reach this new map with it. But in this next screenshot here, we can see this zombie walking, but you can see a weapon outline in the background. I can't really tell what that weapon is. To me, it kind of looks like maybe like a Vesper or something. But I just thought that was interesting, that we would have that. And then next we have this screenshot, which shows us a couple things. So one, it shows us that the mystery box is here in the map, and just kind of highlighting it. And another thing I like about this map is that you can actually kind of see where the mystery box is, unlike Shadows of Evil, where you couldn't really tell where the box was because all the buildings were so high up. But also another thing that I really was interested in is if you look at the bottom right corner, you have the Wonder Fizz machine right there, and obviously it's not at this station, but it is a Wonder Fizz machine, just because you look at the shape and everything, and it has like a glowing red button on there. And it's exciting to see that Wonder Fizz is coming back in this map. I'm probably going to be using it a lot until I find out where all the perk machines are, but that's just something because we haven't had that since Origins, which is kind of cool. And then in this next screenshot here, we have this trap here that you can activate, and then there's also the clock up here, which I reckon this is probably part of the Easter egg or something to do with it, because it just doesn't look very subtle, so it just stands out more than it really should. So I think that, I don't know, it's just something weird and kind of new and interesting. But yeah, so here in this we have another kind of image of the rockets a little bit more. This is more of like a promotional kind of art style, not actual gameplay or anything of it, But I thought it was really interesting to kind of see all these rockets and everything, and people speculated that these are the rockets that were in Moon, and they somehow get from this location to Moon, and so in order to stop the Moon, storyline and everything, that original storyline, they're going to destroy these rockets so they never end up going to Moon. And I think that's kind of cool and also interesting. And this next screenshot is where things get really interesting. So we have this. So this is one of the kind of like main roads that lead up to the castle. But in the middle of it, we have this little circle pattern thing that we're not sure what this is, but it's seen a couple times during the trailer, and I'll try and explain that in a little bit. But I don't know, it's really interesting. In this next image, we kind of have a little bit more detailed version of it. It has these weird symbols on it, and also in the background you can see there's another trap there that you can activate. And there's also a barrier over there, but I honestly don't know what these are. They kind of remind me of in Die Rise, where you had to put the trample steam down. Those little like golden things from that Easter egg. So maybe it's something like similar to that, where you have every player or something stand on these or place an object or something down on them. I don't know. It's just really interesting. Here's another kind of image of the trap. I don't know what this trap is going to be, because it just looks like a normal gate. So maybe it's just an electric trap or something. I don't know. But here we kind of have a big kind of good look at the map, so we can see that we have this main really cool looking courtyard thing on the left, which should be pretty good for run trains. The only kind of bad side I can see to this would be kind of next to so we have that thing in the middle, kind of like crate, but then on the right of it we have all these boxes, so you might be able to get like choked up there and get trapped there. But other than that, this looks like a really good area to run a train and to just kind of survive. And then you also have these stairs that lead up onto this area on the right, where you'll be able to run around and stuff. And this map just looks really cool. I like the atmosphere of this map. It just looks really cool with the setting and how it's at nighttime and stuff, and just with all these kind of ambient lighting and stuff. But next we have this image. So this one, it gives us quite a bit of information. So in it, they kind of talked about all this 115 has been discovered, and you have all these weird like green light, little like monitors and stuff that are scattered all around the room, that we're not sure what these are or anything. But on the right we have Speed Cola, and I'm not going to say that this is like the 100% confirmed location for Speed Cola, because it could be like the Giant, or pretty much any other zombies map. It could be like Shinonuma or stuff like that, where the park locations randomize each time you play. I don't think it'll be like that in this map, but it's still a possibility. And then on the left of this image we have the I believe it's the M8A7 is what this gun is, but we have a wall gun that you can buy there. In this next image, we have a zombie walking past the gobble gum machine, which, you might be like, okay, whatever, but something I also just kind of wanted to include is that Treyarch said that they're going to be including 4 new mega gobble gums in this map, and I bet you that like at least one of the gobble gums is probably going to have something to do with an Easter egg or something, because almost any time they introduce a new feature or a new gun or something into a zombies map, it's almost always used in an Easter egg somehow, or just it's used for something. It also just kind of shows us one of the gobblegum locations, and that's kind of cool that we have at least one. We know where one of them will be. But in this next image, we have this really, I don't know, it's really weird kind of the way they showed it, because they had it on one of the monitors and then they like quickly minimized it right after. So it's definitely intentional that Treyarch wanted us to see this image. But on here we have a bunch of random symbols and icons and stuff, and then next to it is what it is. So in the top left we have zombie, then parasite, then elemental, then margwa, then blast, then pod, the magic box, ID, gun, robot. And I think that these could be some of the symbols that we saw in that like red circle thing that was on a lot of the floors in some of these screenshots. But I definitely think that this definitely has something to do with the Easter egg or something, because there was no way that they would randomly show us this screen without having like any significance or anything. So, you know, at the top, basic terms challenge board, and then underneath that they have extended hints, carvings, etc. I don't know what to make of this because it's just really weird. I don't know what in the world, you know, all this or any of this is. It's just really strange, and I guarantee it relates to the Easter egg in some way, shape, or form. And this Easter egg, like from everything we've seen, it's probably going to be pretty complicated. So in this next image, we have another one of those circle area things, and this kind of leads back to one of the images I showed prior, where we have that courtyard area, but then we have these steps that you can lead up to, and then you can walk along this little catwalk, and then come over here to this main area of the map, where you can just kind of run around and stuff. And then we have this little like yellow panel thing that looks really out of place. So I don't know, maybe that's like a trap or something, or just something you can activate. But then we also have these all across this map. We have these like giant towers that have these wires running across them or something. Like maybe it's gonna be like the transit Easter egg where we have to power these or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just, you know, an aesthetic part of the map, but who knows. And then lastly, for this trailer, something that I picked out from it is just that we have another one of these little circle area things on the map. So, you know, we have 4 of them total, but the 2 are kind of on their way into the map, so they're kind of like on the road into the map. But then we have these last 2 that are pretty close over here. So I don't know. I really think it's kind of like the Die Rise Easter egg where you have to stand or put something on these things. But I don't know, it's really interesting. It's interesting that Treyarch showed it in this trailer, because it's not something that, you know, they would normally show us. Like, they didn't show us that for Die Rise or anything. They didn't say, okay, here look, these invisible spots on the map. Like, I doubt these are going to be like actually textured into the map. These are just going to be invisible little areas that you go to. But there you guys go. There's everything that I picked out from the trailer, and tell me everything else that you guys found or anything that you thought was interesting in this trailer, and post that in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next Black Ops 3 Zombies video.